transistor as an automatic switch. Class, are you okay? Still okay? Ke dah tak keruan? Kita tinggal less than 15 minutes. Okay, first you need to know we have LDR. What is the meaning of LDR? What is LDR, class?
Light dependent resistor.
Ya, saja tanya kan. Light dependent resistor. So you should know. You should know. When I say, okay, kita guna LDR. Apa benda LDR tu? Is a resistor. Okay, it's a resistor, but this resistor, dia depends on light. Depend on light. So, how is the dia punya relationship tu macam mana? Its resistance changes with the what?
Presence of light.
With the presence of light ataupun with the brightness of light, ya? Okay, with the brightness ataupun with the intensity of light. Apa-apalah. So if there is macam siang-siang, macam pagi subuh ada cahaya tapi sangat perlahan kan. So brightness dia very low. So resistance jadi apa? Awak kena tahu tu. LDR resistance value is high or low when light intensity is low. So bila, okay, katalah malam. Malam ada cahaya lampu sikit-sikit je. So kita kata light intensity low or high during the night?
Low.
Low. So this one, LDR ni, dia depends on light. When there is no light, dia suka. Okay, so kita buat siang lah. Kalau siang, tengah hari buta ni. Light intensity, high or low?
High.
High. Okay, awak kena tahu light dependent resistor, dia depends on light. So dia suka bila ada light. Dia happy bila ada light. So bila dia suka bila ada light, resistance kurang ke bertambah? Resistance will be low. Dia macam ni. Awak, okay, this is you. You depends on your mum. Sekarang lah. Sebenarnya lagi tinggi ni macam kalau kanak-kanak lah. Okay, sekarang pun sama. Okay, awak dengan mak awak. Mak pakai tudung. Okay, dengan ayah. Ayah pakai songkok. Nak bagi beza kan? So you depends on your mum. If you have if your mum is still alive, you happy. Kan? Senanglah macam ada orang bagi makan, ada orang bagi minum, ada orang provide you. Tapi kalau mak you meninggal, you sedih, na'udzubillah min zalik lah, kan? Ke dia ada way round? Itu ada masalah lah kalau dia ada way round tu, ada masalah dalam keluarga lah contoh. Tapi in general lah, orang akan happy mak dia ada lagi. Kalau mak meninggal, sedih lah. Because you depends on your mum. Sama juga dengan ni. Ni depends on light. Bila light ada, dia suka. Okay? Take note this one ya. You jangan confuse. So, bila dia suka, resistance dia berkurang. Happy. Macam you lah. Bila you happy, there is less resistance in your life. Kan? Less ujian ke, less trouble. Ini trouble ni semua kita panggil resistance. So less resistance in your life. Do you understand my analogy?
Faham. Understand.
Faham. Okay, so itu analogi sahaja. So that is for you to understand this one. Okay, so when resistance is low during the day, so what happened during the night? Is there light? No. Light intensity? No. Less. So what happens to the resistance?
High.
Banyak rintangan. Nak jalan susah tak nampak macam tu lah kan analoginya. So in the dark, LDR resistance is very
high.
Very high. So kena faham tu. Alright. So bila dah faham how the LDR functions, okay, so now kita tengok how it works as a transistor. How it works as an automatic switch. Okay, now during night, ada bulan kat sini. Now let's tell the story. So sepatutnya kalau awak faham, you boleh tell this story to your friends lah. Okay, number 1, resistance of light dependent rises. Okay, kenapa? Because LDR depends on intensity of light. So when intensity of light low, resistance high. Okay, so this is saya lupa nak sentuh pasal symbol of resistance tadi. Ni simbol dia. Alright, so now R high. So you need to know, okay, so that's the first one. When, ni lah dia. So when R high, we talk about, then number 2, we talk about voltage XY. Mana XY? So you need, awak tahu kan, bila kita nak measure voltage, kita measure dia in parallel. So kita letak voltmeter there. So kita kata kat sini, kita namakan dia. Awak boleh namakan apa-apa, tapi saya nak senang, saya namakan XY lah. Kenapa VXY? Sebab the voltmeter ataupun the voltage is measuring voltmeter measuring voltage across XY. Ni, voltage XY. So saya namakan VXY sahaja. Awak nak namakan V resistance pun boleh, awak nak namakan VLDR pun boleh. Anything yang related. So kita kata when the first story dia, we talk about resistance. Resistance high. So when resistance high, voltage across XY also high. Kenapa? Sebab now kita follow this rule. Voltage directly proportional to resistance. This is not Ohm's law. Awak dah belajar Ohm's law masa last year ke apa. Ohm's law kata V directly proportional to current, but this is not, we are not talking about Ohm's law. Okay, this is potential divider. In potential divider, V directly proportional to R. Ini penting. You need to know this one. Okay, ting ting ting. Okay, when R increases, therefore the respective voltage across it will increase. So that's number 2. Then when V here increase, okay, VXY tadi increase, kita dah belajar potential divider. Potential divider hari tu, this is V total. Ingat tak? V total equals to VXY plus V apa? Class? Umi? Umi, are you here? VT equals to VXY plus V apa?
Z.
VYZ. Okay, thank you. Okay, sini. Now, ataupun awak nak panggil VR pun boleh. Macam itulah. Kalau kat sini awak nak panggil VLDR pun boleh. Okay. Now, so sekarang ni awak tengok balik pada sini. So, ni constant. So, if you increase VY, so automatic VYZ kena reduce ke kena increase juga. So that VT tu keeps constant. Is kept constant.
Reduce.
Reduce. So, you need to reduce VYZ. So, jawapan kat sini V3 decreases. Tapi bila VXY plus VYZ, dia akan tetap sama dengan VT. So that's why you learn about potential divider last time. So that's point number 3. And then when you explain that one, so fourthly, you need to explain, therefore, because voltage across the resistor, fixed resistor is low, tadi kita dah cakap pasal base current kan. Dia base current tu macam control gate kan. I base ni dia control. So bila I base ni dia pula depends on V base. Okay. So when V base low, what happened to I base? IB depends on VB. Jadi when VBE low, IB also low. So IB becomes very small. Okay, class, you need to understand this one, yeah? So when the IB is very small, so dia control tu. So dia tak nak switch on. So dia act as a switch, now dia switch off. Okay, so when dia switch off, IC has small current. Okay, when IC is small current, kita kata IC is not enough to light up the bulb. Not enough. So that's how you mention in your answer lah. Apa tak tutup mic ni? Syahira tengah buat apa Syahira? Nak jawab ke apa? Okay, so IC is not enough to light up. Therefore, jawapannya bulb does not light up during the night. Do you want that to happen? Selalu kita pakai automatic switch, kita nak dia menyala bila malam ke siang?
Malam.
Malam lah. Jadi the way you set up these components is something wrong lah kan? This is not the function. So what modification you should do? Awak dengar, I use the word modification. How do you modify this arrangement of components so that it lights up during the night? Macam mana? So just now, okay, you ignore the explanation apa semua tu ya. Right, now kita nak dia menyala malam. Tadi bila kita susun LDR dekat atas, tadi LDR here above and then at the bottom kita ada fixed resistor. Itu tak berfungsi as what we want. So let's try if here fixed resistor R, here LDR. Okay, I want to ask questions to everyone lah. Semua orang boleh kena jawab. Now, macam mana kita nak cerita? First, you start the story with intensity. So now light intensity low or high?
Low.
Okay, we have low intensity of light. Light intensity, saya salah tulis. So therefore, with the low light intensity, resistance of light dependent LDR rises or increases?
Increases.
Right. Check.
High.
High juga kan, sebab tadi kita kata light dependent ni saya tukar tadi tu, walaupun saya tukar sekarang ni malam sama juga. Light intensity tetap rendah and we are still talking about LDR. LDR depends on light, so tak ada LDR, so LDR tetap rise. So this one still correct. What was here just now? Sini sekarang kita letak fixed resistor. So sekarang ni what happened to the voltage across this resistor? High or low?
High juga.
High juga. Sebab apa? Why? Nur Irfa, kenapa V dia high juga? VXY high juga, kenapa? In potential divider? Awak follow je apa yang saya explain tadi, Wak. Potential divider? Nur Irfa, are you here? Potential divider V directly proportional to? Resistance. So, kat sini, bila resistance ni, bukan LDR lah. Sorry. Sorry. Patutlah awak salah. Saya salah. Saya betulkan balik. Okay, delete awak punya tadi tu. Okay, light intensity rendah. Jadi kat sini bukan lagi LDR. Saya dah tukar. Saya kata kat sini apa?
Fixed resistance.
Fixed resistor. Jadi kita lupakan sini dulu sebab sekarang ni it works depends on LDR. So saya letak LDR here. Okay. So sekarang ni first kita nak cerita apa? Awak kena abaikanlah yang lain-lain tu. So first kita kata when light intensity low, therefore RLDR high. Betul?
Betul.
Setuju? Okay, now when RLDR high, kita dah belajar voltage directly proportional to R for potential divider. Therefore, voltage BE. Voltage BE yang mana? Base circuit. Sini. So this is voltage BE ataupun kita panggil voltage YZ. Mana-mana pun boleh. So voltage BE equals to voltage YZ which is low or high? Cepat. Nak habis masa dah ni. High, low, high?
High.
High also. Sebab ni. Okay, thank you. Next. Next, baru kita move on to this. So, kita start. Apa-apa jadi, kita start dengan LDR dulu. So, now, what happens to the voltage? Okay, kita tak payah cerita dah voltage R ni. Kenapa tak payah cerita? Sebab what we want is this one to be high. Kenapa? Because when VBE high enough, kita kata high enough, that will allow IB to flow. When IB flows, what happen?
IC also flow.
When IB flows, okay, IB flow, so IC is allowed to flow. So when IC flow, bulb will light up.
Light up.
This is the story. Susah ke senang? So saya harap eventually kalau sekarang awak rasa tak faham ke apa, but eventually I hope you will find this is easy. Okay, so this is a thermistor. Okay, dia macam ni, bulat macam ni je. So this is the symbol. So a thermistor also a resistor. Nama dia thermistor. Thermal depends on heat. So a thermistor.
Temperature.
Yep. Yes. Temperature. It depends on temperature. So its whose resistance changes with surrounding temperature. So the resistance is high or low under room temperature. So room temperature ni tak panas lah. Dia tak terbakar ke apa. So room temperature ataupun kita kata temperature low. So temperature low dia suka ke tak suka? Dia depends on heat. Dia depends on heat. So dia suka heat ke dia tak suka heat?
Dia suka heat.
Dia suka panas. Tak macam awak. Awak suka sejuk kan? Dia macam Pak Saleh sikit lah. Dia suka bakar badan dia kan? So dia suka heat. So at low temperature, the resistance will be high. So as the surrounding temperature increases, therefore, if temperature increases, the resistance becomes low and voltage across the thermistor becomes low because potential divider. Now you know ni current constant. So jangan confuse dengan Ohm's law. Okay, so that's it. Okay, kita nak stop yang lain ni awak buat sebagai homework lah. Ni awak boleh baca lah nanti kan. To make light bulb bright night, you have interchange ni because not resistant increases. Dah. Okay. So this is transistor as a switch. Okay, night light at night, street lamps turn on. Tapi awak kena tahulah macam mana dia boleh turn on. Kalau salah letak dia takkan turn on lah. Daytime street light lamps turn off. You need to know how to modify this one. Okay, so transistor also can be used to activate fire alarm. So this is when we use thermistor. Awak tak boleh guna LDR kat sini sebab fire alarm ni depends on heat. So this is what heat control switch. Okay. So hopefully when you look at this, nampak macam complicated pun tapi no problem. This is easy. Awak still boleh explain. So number 1, resistance of thermistor increase. Katalah panas, kan ada kebakaran. Api. Temperature will be high or low? Panas ni, panas. Cerita
High.
dia senang je. Api panas, temperature high. Bila temperature high, what happen to resistance?
Low.
Yes, resistance very low. Kenapa resistance low? Sebab dia like the heat. Dia tak macam awak. Awak kena ingat, dia tak macam awak. Jadi bila resistance low here, what happens to V here?
Low.
Voltage here.
Low.
Voltage
Low.
across thermistor ni pun akan jadi low. Therefore, kita kena cerita kat bawah pasal IB, current ni. Okay, sebabkan V dekat atas low, so V kat sini, V base akan jadi
High.
high. Senang je soalan kan. Awak cakap high low je. Tapi awak kena tahulah situation. So V base akan jadi high because kenapa kat sini low. Jadi when VBE high, what happen to IBE? Flow or not? Yes. IB
No.
is allowed to flow. Bila IB is allowed to flow, dia akan allow IC to flow. Bila IC flow, circuit ni akan menyala. Relay is activated. So kita guna relay. So what is relay? Awak kena ingat baliklah, awak dah belajar what is relay. What is a relay? Relay is another automatic switch. Kita switch yang kecil, dia akan switch on benda voltage yang lebih besar. Okay, relay dia untuk keselamatan kita, selalu kita guna relay. Kita switch on dengan voltage ataupun current yang very low. Tapi current yang very low tu akan on circuit yang perlukan very high voltage. So when this circuit is complete, alarm is on. Okay? Jadi kalau awak letak thermistor ni dekat bawah, dia akan berfungsi macam ni tak? Tak. Maksudnya bila terbakar dia tak berbunyi, bila tak terbakar dia berbunyi je. Maksudnya ada salah pasang lah tu. Okay, so that's all about transistor as an automatic switch.